Hello everyone, Minky here with the next part of Let's ASAP Pokemon Sword and Shield. It's been a while since I've recorded, I think it was since the beginning of July kind of time, when I recorded not even part 2, it was the interval part, so. What do you mean low battery? I just checked a moment ago and apparently it was alright, it was probably medium. Oh well. So I'm gonna have to change that in a bit. But okay, so this is my sword file, as you can see. Actually, give me a moment to check the battery. Yeah, I should be fine, I hope, for this one video, and then I can sort it out. So, this is my sword file. So, obviously, this is the one where I got Sobble on. Now, as you can see, I have improved my team a little bit. This is the same Pokemon that I got from in Shield during part 2. So obviously the only difference is Sobble, so I'm gonna have to be careful about them because I need to make sure I transfer these Pokemon to home and back to these same files. I can't transfer them between files. Well, I can transfer them between files if I've gotten them on that file or have confirmed that I can get them on both files. So, for example, Sobble and Scorbunny, I can't transfer them between files because they're a different starter. If there's any version exclusives, which I don't remember who is and who isn't in Sword and Shield, I don't remember who are the version exclusives of these two games, but, say for example, let's take, just for example, Shootle and Yamper were version exclusives. They're obviously not, but let's say they were. It would mean that if we have Shootle on this file, the sword file, and Yamper on Shield, it would mean that we can't send Shootle to Shield and Yamper to Sword because they're not in those games, for example, if that was the case. So, And yeah, I've also got the Squirtle as well. The only two Pokemon I'm missing are those two Pokemon from the max raids that we did in Shield. So, yeah, that's what we're missing at the moment. Now, as a sword, not a sword player, but as an ASAP run, the idea is that we've got to collect basically as many Pokemon as we can get, and then also evolve as many of them as well, before we take on the first ASAP boss, if you will. Now, I will go over this in a bit, but the DLCs still operate as well for this game, if you will, and I'll go over them in a bit and say how they sort of operate, if you will, in this case, as we'll see as we go along. But for now, now another thing is we can't surf at the minute. We don't get that until later. And I say surf, it's not really surfing in this game because it's more like you've got a bike. You need to wait until you get the bike, and then you need to get that improved because there is an improvement to it that lets you surf basically. So, that's how you surf, if you will, in this game. It's not really a badge-related thing, it's more like a plot-related thing. So, it technically isn't really related to that, if you will, but, The wild area is overflowing with a special sort of energy, measured in watts. You can gather watts yourself from glowing Pokemon dens and glowing Pokemon in the wild. You'll also find trainers in the wild area who are willing to give you all sorts of items if you'll just give them some of your watts. So yeah, that's kind of how watts work, if you will. They're like an extra currency, if you will. So it's really nice. There's no payday move for watts, unfortunately, but I guess it would be. I mean, this would have been the perfect time to introduce a watt day, if you will, a watt day move, where it's basically payday, but it gives you watts instead. This would have been perfect for that because obviously, there's watts you can have as well, and maybe you can say maybe it's an electric type move or something, or at least give it to Meowth as well, a Galarian Meowth, because obviously, they're the payday Pokemon, and given that we're now in the sort of the time period when moves can't be used in other generations or something, or maybe they can have different effects or something. That would have been pretty good, I think. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. Alright, now this is Shootle. This is the Shootle raid. Now, I could show them. Maybe I should. But, at the same time, it doesn't really matter because, to be fair, we don't need to, in this case, because we already have them. But I guess what I will do is I will take it on anyway, just to show them off, if you will, because they do give you some items as well anyway. So even if you fail them, even if you fail catching them, or if you decide against catching, which I'm not going to do, I'm still going to try and catch them anyway, just for the sake of argument. Because then it's a wonder trade for me, which obviously you can't do wonder trades in this. But what you can do is you can send them to home. You can send, like, if I catch this Scootle, whichever one's better for my team, I can keep that one and send the other one to, I can send that one up to home and then send them out for wonder trade. I can't wonder trade on this file because chances are, or at least not yet anyway, until I've completed the Dex, because chances are I'm going to get, a Pokemon that I don't have yet, and a wonder trade will automatically save the game, meaning that whatever Pokemon I get is gonna give me, it's gonna ruin the file basically. So I can't do that yet, unfortunately. And wow, already down to 1 HP, even though I Dynamaxed. Okay, hopefully this works, but I don't know. I mean, I am level 8, going for the type advantage, but I don't know. I mean, if I lose, it doesn't matter, as long as I revive Yampa or something, because I want to be able to get any training done and whatnot, so I don't want the experience points to go to waste. So, just gotta hope that I don't faint next turn or whatever, before we move next turn. Did they not bring up the shield yet? Maybe not, because it is level 1. Oh, he's using cosmic power. I'm kind of surprised that the Solrock actually used a move last turn, right? They did use a move last turn, right? I'm pretty sure they did. Because they're pretty, I mean, at least for me, they're pretty known for not using attacking moves and just going cosmic power all the time for no reason. you know? It's the same with Holosha and Throw as well. Both of them have been using, bad moves overall as well. Wait, did I not get healed from that? Oh, I did. I did a little bit, wow. Because, those three, I mean, I did make a Throw build out of that. I did make a Throw build based on the Throw, not based on the Throw, but to make them good, if you will. And I kind of did the same with Solrock. But the thing is, I got a shiny Solrock from Wonder Trades, which I wonder if that was a genuine Solrock or a site one. It doesn't appear to be a site one or a hacked one, but what else was there? There was also the other one, Holosha. Now I technically have made a Holosha build, but it was more like a boss build, if you will. And I say that, I mean it's based on a boss from one of the Zelda games, specifically Zelda Majora's Mask's first boss, Oldawar. So I made a boss. I made a Holosha build out of that Pokemon, out of Holosha with based on Oldawar. So which maybe I'll show that on screen or something, or maybe I'll even make them again on here if I ever get Holosha. Maybe I'll make something like that or something on these games. I don't know, an actual boss build, if you will, or something like that. Oh yeah, I need to go back and look at clothes and such as well. Oh wait, you can actually do boosts if you're the only real person. Nice. I thought it was. Oh, and of course they nullify it anyway, because why not? Yeah, that probably did less damage as well because it's sunny day at the minute, so. And that probably did more damage because of sunny day. I mean, it did, but I mean, it probably I don't know, it probably wouldn't have done as much, if you will, or something. I don't know, man. And really, they started at the same time. Nice, or not nice, I guess. I don't know. I was expecting Electric to last an extra turn or something. Of course. Oh well, I think that's our third faint. Yeah, if you faint 4 times and you lose automatically. Nice. But like, if what's it called? I don't even know, man. Like, if you fail, uh, if you're fainted, I mean, obviously I'm showing it right now. If you're fainted and the other people defeat the Dynamax Pokemon, you still get to capture them in this case. So I still get to capture them even though I was fainted at the time. Obviously, in this case, it doesn't matter if I catch them or not, because if I do capture them, then it gives me an extra Wonder Trade for me on Thingamajig. On Pokemon Home. Can't do one here because, I said earlier, so. Alright. Yeah, I'm not going to nickname anyone just yet. Level 18, okay, well, maybe I should take you, actually. Docile, okay, nice. Yeah, it's the 19th of September, by the way. Alright. Level 8, even. I didn't even get to check the summary. I mean, if anything, it's probably the worst time to introduce that kind of thing, because you can just go into the PC anyway. And I did waste a bit of XP on them, but oh well. Yeah, I did this over a week ago. Oh well. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna put this guy in here, and then they're the one I'm gonna want to trade away. So, because this one's already level 18, so I might as well take that one and just train up easier, if you will. So, Alright, where to now? Now, we could go to the next area in general, the genuine next area, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go back on myself, because I was going to actually do, I was going to go forwards and backwards, and maybe I'll do that in future, but, well, I say backwards, I mean, not on the plot, if you will, but given that my battery's low on my thingamajig, maybe I'll pass up on that. Oh, who's that? I can't quite tell. Rufflet, maybe? No, I don't think it's Rufflet. Maybe it's the other one? I don't know, man, but let's have a look. Let's see about catching this one as well. Might as well. But yeah, I think I'll go back. Oh, okay, it is. Wow, I guess correctly. I thought they had that little, that feather at the front of the face kind of thing. I thought they had that on that sprite, but I just couldn't see it right, so I thought, nah, it can't be. Then obviously it turned out to be, so yeah. Alright, what do these do? Special lowers the target special defense. Okay, that's doable. But I think I'll go for water first, because it's stab, which is makes it 90 power to 135 power, and it's also causes rain dance, so it's really nice. Now, as well, what I'm going to do, because my battery's low, and this is actually flashing. Wow, hang on a minute. It's actually flashing with how low the battery is, so maybe I'll have to charge up or something. Or I might have to get my other controller, actually, now I think about it. Jeez, man. But yeah, this is actually worrying. Actually, to be fair, no, we can't really. I was going to say maybe I could use the left Joy-Con only, but no, we can't really. Yeah, it's already a bit late to start as well, so maybe I'll put this into 2 videos. Maybe I'll pause the recording or something, and then just continue on in a bit when I've charged up enough or something. Or maybe I'll just swap them around. Yeah, that'll be fine, because I can use the other pair. So yeah, all is fine. And we're actually doing pretty good with this one, so that's really nice. In fact, let me check something as well after this as well. I've got to check the decks. So Delmise is definitely out there, so yeah, I think I'll check for them in the Pokédex, because I wonder if they actually appear in the Pokédex or not. Because if they do, then you know, I had to be careful. There's also the fact of like, what if you do it with NPC trainers as well? Not NPC trainers, real trainers as well, if you will. Because like obviously like some people might want to use like genuinely, you know, their actual builds, the Pokemon that they've actually made all the way up, if you will. You know, like for example, maybe they want to use say, Cinderace, you know, the final evolution of the Fire Starter, for example, and we shouldn't be seeing that yet. I mean, I guess we could. I guess it's fine because we're not catching them and seeing them. It's part of 101% instead. So yeah, I'm gonna send them back. Let's have a look. Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Yeah, no, they don't spawn. Okay, nice. So they don't spawn in that case, which is fine, you know. But yeah, because my battery's low, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save here and I'm gonna pause the recording here, and then I'm gonna sort out my Joy-Cons and then we can do this properly, if you will. So yeah, I'll see you in a few moments. Just for context as well, by the way, it's 7:05 a.m. on Friday the 19th of September. Because I've been doing that a lot lately in another series I'm doing, and I want to get the dates and such down, so just so you're aware. Alright, here we go again then, so let's see, hopefully this all works out, or not, and I've got different controllers this time. I've actually got some Zelda themed controllers this time, or Joy-Cons I should say, so that should be nice for the thingamajig. In fact, I do want to go back to the home and see if that spawns anything. You know, I want to see if that changes the Switch controllers or anything, that kind of thing. So, yeah, because maybe we'll get some really nice stuff there, you know. Obviously, as well, I'm passing by a lot of Pokemon. What I'm probably gonna do with all that, see that. What I'm probably gonna do about all that is like I'm gonna see about doing like a video where we just catch a bunch of Pokemon or something, you know, something like that. But I don't know. We'll have to see about that. Yeah, I don't exactly know how I'm gonna go about it, but I guess if anything, I can do like a checklist or something for all Pokemon that are in the wild area that we can catch, if you will. So that'd be nice. Alright, obviously this Pokemon is really good for this, so we actually got a really good Pokemon with Rufflet. Nice. Also means we get some experience candies as well, which is really nice because that just lets us do a bunch of raids, and then we get some experience points for it. We can decide how we give the experience candies as well. So that's really good like that. And it also gives us like items as well, like you can get daily items or something. You know, like how you say like you can get like oh jeez, I just one-shot them basically. Oh, critical? Nice. I didn't know you could get criticals and Dynamax moves. I mean, I probably did, but I didn't think you could do like this or something. I don't know, man. But yeah, we can actually sell stuff as well, and then get money. And because we're getting money for it, we can then buy more Pokeballs, which will then let us do more raids. And, well, not let us do more raids, but we can catch more Pokemon that way. You know, so that's what we can do with that, if you will. So that's really nice, that is. Depends on what we get as well, because like obviously like sometimes you might not want to sell some of these items. Like they might want to be better off as usables instead. You know, you might want to use them. Like what do we get here? We get some XP candies, Dynamax candies, some berries which we might sell. I don't know, probably not. And we also get a TR for Energy Ball, which TRs are basically TMs that are one-time use, but TMs are infinite, if you will. So, you know, it's like that. Pokédex update. Oh, we actually get a Pokédex update. Nice. Alright, yeah, send it to the PC for now. Yeah, I don't quite know what I'm going to use for my team just yet, but what I probably will end up doing is I'll probably do like I'll probably like send them over to my actual sword file, which yeah, what I'll do is I can send it over to my sword file, my actual main file, if you will. And I can't like train. Well, I can train them up on there because it's like it's just for convenience. It's going to give me a lot of experience points because of obviously they're a traded Pokemon. If you would, they don't belong to you, so they get extra experience points. But also like, you know, I'm gonna train them up there because it just makes things a bit easier, if you will. Specifically, I'm gonna like train them up in terms of like EVs and natures and whatnot. You know, because I know I'm not gonna get a very good start with all this, if you will, but I can at least get them on there, if you will. So, you know, that's what I'm gonna do with all this. So, yeah. But yeah, another thing I want to do as well is I kind of want to load up both Sword and Shield differently, if you will, and I want to do like different things on them, but still do the same things, if you will, if that makes sense. So like, obviously in this case, you know, okay, nice, I'm getting really good. That wasn't even a critical hit. Yeah. So, I think that was a guess, it wasn't a critical hit, but I was correct. But no, what else was it? There was like, I was thinking of like, okay, I can go back and do some of the clothes and go back to the first town, if you will, or whatever, on one file, whereas on the other file, I can make progress. I was thinking I could do something like that, and then off screen, I'll do basically the same thing, outside of catching any Pokemon from raids and whatnot, because raids are more of a chance kind of thing, if you will, rather than an actuality, if you will, if that makes sense. So, you know, gotta be careful about that kind of thing. Yeah, I'm not really gonna do thingamajig. What's it called? The cooking thing, the cooking decks while camping. If you're, I'm not gonna do that because that's a bit too much for me at the minute, and it's not really even part of 100%. That's more like part of 101%. And I guess as well, when it comes to 101%, like there's obviously the cooking decks, but there's also like other things as well, like maybe getting everyone up to 999 battles, if you will, because like if you check the Pokédex, if you go to any one of these Pokemon, like here it says I've battled Scorbunny twice, which is true because I have battled them twice. Once from Harp at the beginning when I picked my starter, and then once again right before we get our Dynamax bands, right? So I've battled them twice like that. Sobble I've not battled at all because there's been no Sobble for me to battle, and I've not even seen Grookey yet, even though I technically saw them at the beginning of the game with the other two, but I don't know, man, it's just kind of weird, but I guess, if anything, you didn't have your deck, so I don't know, man. But also, like the idea, so how it says, like, number battled 2, in that case, like, I guess 1 point of 101% would be, like, getting that number to 999, which is the most you can get it up to. And the way you do that is, there's this one trainer in the wild area you can battle on occasion. I don't know if she's daily, or if you just gotta find her, but like, she has all 3 starters. But the thing is, as well, is that she progresses, if you will, like as soon as you get to a certain point in the game, she has all 3 starters, right, and at her disposal, which is fine. But then the thing is, at some point in the plot, she will then have all 3 middle stages instead. And then later on, I think when you beat the game or something, or, you know, that general area, she will then have all 3 final evolutions instead. You know, meaning that, you know, obviously it's, you'll be locked out of the first 2, if you will, of the first evolution and the middle evolution as well, so yeah, you gotta be careful about that kind of stuff as well, you know. But that's one part of 101%. Another part of 101% is collecting all the cooking decks stuff. You know, that kind of stuff. And then another one is like, you know, I don't even know, to be honest, but like, yeah, there's that as well. And then there's also obviously like, what's it? There's different versions as well, like you can do an ACP boss run, like I'm doing, or you can do an ACP area run, or an ACP unit run, which I don't know if you can even do ACP unit runs in Sword and Shield, but, like, even so, that still adds to other games, you know, not playlists, that's other games as well. And then I guess you can say that there's a 102%, which 101%. Wow, I one shot them even though it was super effective. Wow, nice. This Rufflet is good. I might keep them on the team then. But yeah, there's 101%, which is like extra stuff that you don't really need to focus on, like getting 999 battles with a Pokemon, or the cooking decks. There's ATP area runs, ATP boss runs, or ATP unit runs, depending on what kind of thing you want to do, if you will. There's all that, and then there's 102% where you have to do all of them, if you will. You have to do all the 101%, if you will. But naturally speaking, there's 100%. That's typical route. Obviously, in this case, we can't get like any first exclusives. So, like I said, if there's a first exclusive that's specifically to Shield, we can't get them on this file. Like the legendaries, we can't get the other legendary on the respective game. So, like obviously, we can't get Samacenta on this version on Sword, but we can get Sakion. But on Shield, we can't get Sakion, but we can get Samacenta instead. So that kind of thing. So that's 100% though. 100%. Even though it's called 100%, you're not getting literally Samacenta in this case, in Sword's case. So it's technically not even 100% in that case. But you know what I mean when I say 100%. No, we got a series. Oh, nice. We got neutral nature. And what nature are you? Oh, not nice. Oh, they got synchronized. Okay, nice. It's really nice. Nice. Because that still works in this game, by the way, is synchronize copying the nature onto the opposing Pokemon when you find a wild one. But I don't think it works on raids, unfortunately. So, gonna have to stick with that, unfortunately. But yeah, what I want to do is I'm going to go to... Actually, should I go over here? You know what, I'll get over here, but then I'll save and quit on this version, and I'll load up Shield. Because, in this case, like, I don't want to go in here and make any progress of the plot. Plus, we're almost... Well, I think we've just gone 25%, if you will. 25%. I think we've gone 25 minutes into the plot, so, I don't really want to go past it too much anyway, so... considering that, I kind of got to do some stuff on Sword as well. So, on Shield even. So, So, yeah. So, that's Sword for now. Now, let's do the normal Minky thing and go to the other game when I do these kind of LPs where I go here and swap over. Okay, so yeah, I'll see you in a minute on Shield. Alright, here we go in Shield. Now, I think what I'm going to do in future as well for this kind of Let's Play, at least for, this one and the BDSP one, is I'm going to let the intro play out so that you know which game I'm playing. So in this case, I'm playing Shield version. Obviously, I don't really need to do that on Legends Arceus because that's only one game anyway. And then when it comes to the other games, like, I guess the 8th series, when I do those, I'm going to do like, I don't know, should I do it for them? Probably. I should probably do it in future for them. So yeah, that would be nice. And yeah, here's the same file, by the way, the file I've been using this whole time. If you will, like, this is the one that we saw earlier, so, that's really nice. And yeah, also, like, obviously, here's the Pokemon as well. Caterpie and Jupiter, like I said, we got them from raids. So, it's really nice. And Grubbin, we do actually need Grubbin in this file as well, so... if anything as well, we've at least confirmed as well that Grubbin then can be got through max raids on both versions. So the fact that I've gotten them from a raid on one file, or even, well, it doesn't even matter. If let me put it like this. Oh, hey, we got Holusha. Let me put it like this. So, Grubbin, right? We noticed that we got Grubbin from a raid on Shield, right? On Sword, sorry. We noticed we got a Grubbin straight away on Sword through a max raid, right? But, now I don't know if they were version exclusive or not, for one, but also that, in this case, I didn't know if you could get them in Shield, or if you could get them in Shield, if you could get them yet in Shield. But, since we confirmed that we can get them in Shield, and since I'm doing these two games together and whatnot, I can put both together really nicely, if you will. And yeah, that's what makes SwSh so bad in these, is that they have they use feather dance, if you will. Now that's fine for this part of the game because they're not really doing the shields, but in the future when they do put up the shields, it gets kind of bad. So, but yeah, now that we know we can get grubbin, if I fail this catcher, then I can still get the grubbin from the other file and put them onto this file if you want to get the dex entry. Because that's completely fine for what I'm doing here, if you will, because I'm at least able to actually do it, if you will. You know, like we know we can actually do it in this case. And I'm doing ACP runs and whatnot, so, you know, I think it's fine, if you will, for the most part. Like, they're both obviously ACP runs as well, that's the thing, is that I'm getting these on ACP runs, if you will. You know. And then there's also the point about, what else, there's also another point as well, like, okay, technically I am doing Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and SwSh as well. The thing that's stopping me from getting, say, a Pikachu in one of these games, and transferring them all between all 5 games, is that, like, there's that home dex thing, right? That's asking specifically for you to get a Pikachu from Sword and Shield, a Pikachu from Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, and a Pikachu from Legends Arceus. And as far as I'm aware, there is no way for a Pikachu from that you caught in Galar specifically to count as a BDSP Pikachu. You know? There's no way, as far as I'm aware, for you to be able to do that. Therefore, you would have to catch a Pikachu. You would have to catch at least 3 Pikachus. 1 in Sword or Shield, 1 in Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl, and 1 in Legends Arceus. Therefore, you know, getting you all 3 Pikachus in that case. Obviously, you'd have to breed them, if you will, or catch a Pikachu in Legends Arceus, you know, and you would also have to evolve the Pikachu as one into a Raichu in order to get them, but, you know, it's like, it's one of those things, you know, it's like, you gotta be careful about it, you know, you gotta be careful about this sort of thing, and I just want to make sure as well that I fill out the dexes as well, so, you know. Like, in this case, I'm not just doing the dexes for these 5 games, but I'm also doing, I'm also doing the home dexes as well, so I've got to be careful about that kind of stuff. So, you know, I can't just, you know, like, you know, I can't just get a Pikachu in for one game and then say, like, oh, okay, that's a Pikachu for all my games or whatever. I can't do that. I've got to genuinely get, you know, all the necessary Pikachus and whatnot for these games, so, you know. Now, before I forget as well, it is currently 7:27 AM. Still the same day, obviously, 19th of September, 2025. So, 7:28 now. I'm only saying that because, like I said, I like to date things, if you will. I like to put up dates and whatnot and what such. And I've been doing another series as well as of late. I'm not going to say what it is just yet, but I'm going to link it down below. I'm going to link the playlist down below. So it's going to be private, so it should be censored for now. But yeah, that's something, I guess. And yeah, female Combi as well. Obviously, that's going to be really nice because you need to get a female Combi. I mean, you could get a male Combi to fill in the dex, but obviously a female Combi is preferred because they're the one that falls. So, you know. Alright, now where to? Because I want to actually backtrack. And I think I'm going the right way, I hope so. Yeah, it looks like it, yeah. Because like I said, I want to go back and I want to get some things, if you will, like I want to get some clothing items and stuff like that, so yeah, I'm going to do all that. Wait, you heal, don't you? Yeah, that's the healing stop, so yeah, that's really useful as well. Alright, now another thing I forgot to mention, or I think I forgot to mention anyway, is that, okay, so this guy right here, they say this: it seems like my children are giving something to people who have had a Let's Go experience. But what in the world is a Let's Go experience? Do you have any idea? Now, these two give you a Pikachu and Eevee. If one of them gives you Pikachu and the other one gives you Eevee, I can't remember who, but one of them Pikachu, one from Eevee, and but they will only give it to you if you've played that particular game. So if you've played Let's Go Pikachu, you will get Pikachu from the Pikachu person, and if you've played Eevee, Let's Go Eevee, you'll get an Eevee from the other one, and better yet, they will be Gigantamaxed, right? Now, if you can't get Pikachu and Eevee yet, then you can't talk to these two, because doing so constitutes as a second player kind of thing, if you will. A two-player kind of thing. You know, like, I think I was mentioning this before about player 1 or player 2 or whatever. Or, like, it was like a P0 game. So, under this premise, right now, we are playing a P0 game. As in, we can't get actual help from other files outside of, like, training or whatever. Right? Or we can't get, like, first exclusives or extra starters or anything like that. These two fall under the player 0 rule set, if you will. So, for example, if I were to get the Pikachu, or if I were to get Pikachu or Eevee, or if I were to get to one of them, and I can't get them yet, that would count as a P1 kind of game, because I've got one extra player helping me out. And if I were to get both of them, when I can't get either of them at this point in time, that would count as a P2, because I'm getting help from two files. So, you know, I just can't get them yet. Obviously, if I can get Pikachu or Eevee, or once I can get Pikachu and Eevee naturally throughout the game, in the game's plot, if you will, without any help from anyone else, as soon as I can get Pikachu and Eevee on my own, I can then get them here as well. But I just can't get them until then. So, you know, obviously if I can get them now, then obviously I can and whatnot in this version, because it's a boss run. If it was an area run, I don't think I could get them until later, because this is still technically because this station is now an area, thanks to those two, if you will. I guess only if you're playing a P1 or P2 game, I'm not sure, but you know, that's something I'll have to look into in the future. Right now we're doing an SP boss run though, so hopefully we can get Pikachu and Eevee later, without having to torch them, in which case they won't count as extra help, because they're not helping you to get something you can't get. So, hopefully that's explained them and whatnot, but obviously feel free to ask any questions if it's a bit confusing or whatever, because I don't know how well I've explained it, but obviously if, maybe I can explain it better in the comments or something. Alright, now, I probably should show this off in Sword as well, but, like, here, we actually get a cutscene here, with this guy, you know, saying the train to the Isle of Armor has arrived. And we get this person, I can't remember what the name is, I think it's Avery? Those with an armor pass, please board the train. So yeah, this person right here, the one with the Pokeballs floating around their hat, I think it's Avery. They're basically the Isle of Armor rival, if you will, for S.H.I.E.L.D. They're actually a first exclusive rival, so we'll get into them in a minute, if you will, because they'll be important in a minute. But what I want to do is I want to just go quickly home again and show off something in there, because like I said, I'm using my Zelda Joy-Cons, because I got the Tears of the Kingdom Switch a while back. It was I think it was one of the first big purchases I made while I was here, actually, you know, escaped and whatnot, so that's pretty cool as well. But I want to see how they look in the Joy-Cons, if you will, like on the Switch, because if you remember from the Interfall episode, we actually got to see a bunch of different Joy-Cons between me and KH, who, by the way, I'll link her playlist down below to her Sword Let's Play, and I recommend going and checking it out. So, yeah. Another thing we noticed as well is that I think the male character always got Pikachu, and the female character always gets an Eevee plush right here. So as you can see here, you know, we got a Pikachu and an Eevee. Obviously they don't count for your Pokédex or anything because they're plushies, but from the looks of it, from all the way here, from my angle anyway, it looks like they are just grey Joy-Cons, which is very disappointing. Would have been nice if you got special ones or something, but especially since, like, I'm sure KH had the Scarlet and Violet Joy-Cons for her system, and it was actually scarlet and violet coloured, you know, as opposed to grey coloured or something. So it's very disappointing that that the Zelda Joy-Cons aren't there. I mean, it makes sense because at least Skivvy is Pokemon still, whereas Zelda obviously isn't. But still, I mean, they're both Switch games. Surely, like they're both genuinely Switch games. This isn't Breath of the Wild. This is Tears of the Kingdom as well. You know, which is a Switch game. It's not like Breath of the Wild where it came out on the Wii U as well. It's genuinely Tears of the Kingdom. It's genuinely a Switch game. So why not? You know. Unless, of course, they fixed it on the Switch 2. Because I know they did a bunch of fixes on the Switch 2 as well. But, well, not fixed, but you know what I mean. You know, it's one of those things, but I don't know. That's something we'll have to look into in the future, I guess. You know, one day. I guess I'll do, like, some exploration videos. You know, just explore some games, but outside the realm of an ASAP one or something. That'd be nice. Oh well, to be fair, actually, I do need a Wooloo as well. Did I see a wild Wooloo? I don't know. Maybe I just saw like one of the random Wooloos just roaming about. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna leave them for now. If I really wanted one or needed one, I can find one later. Oh well. Alright, so let's go back to Thingamajig. You know, and here we can actually get some stuff done because I forgot to do it last time. So, yeah, because there's some really nice stuff. I know there's an item here that I forgot to show off, or at least I'm pretty sure I forgot to show it off. There's an item over here, obviously another daily spawn. It's right... It's not here. I'm sure it was here. I don't know why it's not, but... There you go, I guess. Alright. Sonia and Leon used to have a healthy rivalry, but what? What happened? Leon loves Pokemon and loves Pokemon battles. I remember he would always go all out, even on practice matches. Okay, well I guess he's got the Triforce of Power then, if you will. Not to say that he's evil, but just to compare it to Zelda, if you will. I guess Sonya would be Wisdom in that case. I don't know who would be Courage though, I guess. And yeah, you can get some berries here as well. Very nice stuff. So, you know, I'm not going to get any because right now we don't really need any. You know, it's fine. So, I heard that Leon has a younger brother. I bet he's an amazing trainer, just like Leon. Having a meal with your Pokemon makes the food taste extra good. Okay. Alright, close. So what do I want? Because I want to get something to at least, you know, to at least look good, if you will. I don't want to look like a generic trainer model either, you know. I want to have like, sort of like my own design, if you will. Is that an Arcanine on there? Okay. Well, I'm going to get the, what version is this? This is the shield, so I'm going to get the navy top on this one. The navy coloured loose top. And then I'm probably going to try and separate what clothes I get on both versions. Yeah, get purple, send purple hoodie, send. Oh, I don't want to put it on. Never mind, I can change it a bit. But yeah, I want to try and change things how I look on both files, so at least look a little colourful, you know. Do you not have any green ones? Oh, no, it's the green ones. Okay, nice. Alright, and I'll change everything in a bit. When we get to film music. Alright. Gives me the chance to have a look at what else I've got as well, in case I've got anything. Oh yeah, you can change your position. White, blue. I don't know about that one. Should I go for that one? I don't know, these all kind of look not too good to me, to be honest. I mean, I guess I'll go for that one. Yeah, I guess we'll go for... So we actually... Hang on, let me have a look at what else it is. Actually, yeah, because that's a bit more colourful, I guess. In a way. Alright, hats. What hat do I want? I don't know, let's go for one of these hats, the Scally Cap. I don't know, because we can always change it later, if really need be. You know, because I might actually try and go for like something really colourful or something, or like maybe on one file I'll make myself all purple, because that's my favourite colour, and then on the other file I'll go for like different colours or something. You know? Because like right now I don't want to spend too much money, you know, on this, because obviously, like, you know, I don't wear glasses personally either, so I don't know if I should really for this, so I guess I'll leave it for now. You know, what bands do I want? Oh, not band, gloves do I want? Or tan? Yeah, I guess tan will be fine. Yeah, I think that would be fine for now. Yeah, you can change in here as well, which is really nice. Right. I got a bunch of loose tops since when? Oh well. The one hoodie. I got some trousers as well. Okay. That makes sense, I think. Yeah, maybe I'll try and go for these ones at some point. I don't know what, like in a preferred colour. Right. I guess I'll go for those. Those. That one. Yeah, that one. Yeah. Why do you start with the grey one? That's weird, man. Alright, let's just remove that. Red, because of course you do. Blue, which I guess that makes sense. Because, like, obviously Sword and Shield. Yeah, I'm going to go with tan. Which uses luck, yes. And in fact, maybe I should make my league card as well now that I think about it. Maybe I should look into that. I probably should do the same on my other file as well, but if you can even make your league card, I don't even think you can. No, you can't. Okay, never mind then. You can't even do the lotto or anything at the moment, so... What else do we need to get? I'm kind of good on Pokeballs at the minute. I've got 20. And do I have any Primeables? I don't, so maybe I'll buy a few then. Permit berries, really, this early? And I guess, because it's just that, like, when I play Pokemon Sword and Shield, or when I load up, there's like there's this one tree that I always pass by, and I always get the berries from it, and it always gives just Permega berries. So, it requires Surf though, unfortunately, so we can't do that yet. And X-Scissor, I think that's one of the easiest TRs to get as well, because of that tree as well, or maybe not that tree, but you know, the berry tree, but maybe because of the honey you can get, because you can get so much honey, you know, so especially when you have honey gather as well, you know. Oh well. Let's sort this out, because otherwise I'm gonna, you know, I don't know. Because I always, like I said, I always like to have them in order of name. So, you know, even though like there's a difference between TR and TM, but you know, it is what it is. Like, what do you do for me now? Remember, rate a nickname, remember a move, and forget a move. Okay. Well, to be fair, I do need to nickname Score Bunny, because I'm actually going to use Score Bunny throughout this playthrough, so... They're more of an adamant user. Oh, man. Yeah, I might have to think about that then, as well, for like a build or something for this. Well, we started like 3 months ago, and I'm only 3 episodes in. Not even, well, technically 4, but not really, because obviously thingamajig. Because last part was the Interfall episode, so yeah. Alright, well, I guess the last thing I'll do is this. Now, I want to make sure I actually do catch this Pokemon, Pokemon that's about to spawn for us. So I'm actually going to save here. Because I actually want to make sure I catch them and whatnot. Even if I don't use them here, you know. I want to actually, use them and whatnot. So, there's a Pokemon here as well. I think it's the same items as well, isn't it? Oh well. The world that you see out the window of a train, it never stops changing, isn't it lovely? Alright, well, let's get this done, and I'll probably do the sword one next time, just for sake of argument. So, do you have an armor pass? Naturally, I have made all the proper preparations, which you can observe with unclouded eyes. Please allow me to check your pass. Oh yes, like the shiny Slowpoke. To me, it's a Slowpoke. Such a thing is simply elegant. Imagine if these two met, this rival and the sword rival. They'd bond over their love of Slowpoke. Looks like another one's gotten on a train and ridden over from the Isle of Armor. Oh yeah. You're a Pokemon trainer, right? If Slowpoke blocks the ticket gate, they'll cause trouble for other customers. Slowpoke are actually pretty heavy, so do you think you can catch them for me? Wait, do you actually have to catch them? You have to? Okay. Well, I mean, I've saved, so if I do defeat them and it's like, oh no, that's fine, just feign them, that's totally fine. If that's the case, then obviously reset or whatever, but, So I actually want to make sure I get this guy. That was a crit. Oh man, I need to swap then. We're the same level as well, so... Yeah, they've got to be pretty defensive actually, to be fair, yeah. So, to be fair... Oh well. So that's someone who's probably going to have a bit of an easier time. But obviously if I don't defeat them here, I'll just try it out on Shield, on Sword even. And I'll show it there as well, because I might as well, no harm anyway. And I've got to catch him anyway in that version, so, Wow, they are defensive. I mean, they've used Growl against me twice now, so, to be fair. Alright, hopefully this isn't too bad, because we have been growled twice, but that's going to be 6 super effective attacks. Okay, that's fine. Once we get crit. Jeez. Yeah, one more beat up should be fine. Especially since you use Growl again. Yeah, well. I mean, if we get a critical hit, though, that's going to be a bit of a trouble. Because, as far as I'm aware, they ignore stack changes. I'm not exactly sure how, but... Okay, nice. Wait, that was 5? What? I miscounted? What? How? Alright, Growl again. So, yeah, like I said, I'll try this out on the other file and on camera. I'll still catch them on Sword because I kind of want to get this one anyway, because this is one of those Pokemon that has like a special catcher area, which I did see before. I did see someone actually say like they had like what's it called? They call it like a Magikarp, you know, at the SSN, if you will. And that it actually said that on their catcher screen in FireRed and LeafGreen, you know, which that was pretty cool. I think I should try and catch more Pokemon like that. You know, that would be nice. So we'll have to look into that when we can. Alright, would you like to give Slowpoke a nickname? No. And send it to the box. Yeah, I'll show them off later, but well, I say later, I'll show them off in a minute, because I want to get on with the plot, and then I can show stuff off. Especially since we're like 41 minutes now, in terms of the actual, this recording, and this is on top of the recording from earlier, so... Thanks much. Slowpoke can be a big trouble to move sometimes. How interesting. I must say, your catching style was quite simply elegant. We apologise for the wait. We have checked your armour pass. All aboard the train to the Isle of Armour. Mind your step while boarding. Please be aware that there will be a connection along the way. A connection along the way? What? What, we're going to the wide area? Again? I hope not. I'm headed to an island called the Isle of Armour. I've heard it's a place where one can catch rare Pokemon and do lots of training. Perhaps we shall meet again sometime. Well then, please excuse me. Jeez, that was a bit long for a wait. Alright, let's have a look. Oh, we got Honey Gather on them as well. Is that their only ability? Hopefully so. Because if so, that's really nice actually, because I really like that. I'm going to add it to my team actually. Yeah. But okay, that's their nature. Or at least that's the stats to get affected anyway. Acid, which they never use at all. Lonely, okay. I mean, to be fair, that kind of matches, given that they came all the way over here on their own. Oh yeah, let me check them again. So obviously, if you see here, we first met one another on the 19th of September 2025, and it was at Wedgehurst Station. So this is the only Slowpoke, if you will, that you're gonna get at that station, if you will. It's a one-time Pokemon kind of thing. They're always not gonna be shiny, so there is that. But I guess you could technically hatch them as well in this place. There is that, I guess, if you really wanted to. But that would say something different. It would say like, oh, you got the egg at this place, at this nursery, but then you hatched them at this place. So that doesn't really give the same vibe, if you will. But, you know. So, yeah, on that note, yeah, unfortunately, I think that's going to have to be the end of this video, unfortunately, which kind of sucks, but at least we got here, so, you know, it's all good, I guess. I can record part 4 in a bit, probably, and then, you know, have it all be fine. You know, because like I said, I don't really want to make these videos too long, you know, I mean, like, 50 minutes to an hour, that's pretty long enough as is, you know, especially with how much editing has to go into these as well, if you will. So, you know, there is that, plus I want to record part 3 for the other 2 Let's Plays as well, so, you know, I think I'll have to focus on that, but that should be fine. So, yeah, on that note, next time, obviously we'll tackle the DLC areas, and you'll see what I mean by that when we get there. So, yeah, I hope you look forward to that, and in the meantime, I'm going to thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a really minky day.